After I left there last night, I'm like, this is nuts. I'm not doing this.
Okay, so what's your big mega brain plan to get rich?
Day trading.
Some people plan ahead, and then there's these people.
A GMC Canyon for $11,000 due at signing and $600 a month.
Yes.
How did you hear about us?
Well, I got my wife's Jeep through you guys.
So you have experience with us, so I hope you can take everything I'm going to say because I just want to talk to you like a friend. I think it's crazy. And the reason I say that is just a couple weeks ago, I saw like a Ram Bighorn Night Edition for like $5-6 grand out of pocket, $650 a month, and it's a full-size truck.
I cannot understand how someone can think putting $11,000 down on a lease is a good idea. All that money down to basically rent a vehicle.
Here you are doing mid-size truck, and don't let me knock down the Canyon. The Canyon is a beautiful truck. I know why you liked it. I'm a pickup truck guy myself. Last year's model, 11 grand at signing, $600 a month. For 11 grand down, we could probably put them in a $70,000 Laramie. What's this Canyon, 45 grand?
It's 58. It's an AT4X.
Okay, so that explains it a little more, but still blows my mind, Canyon, for that kind of money. I just feel like there's way better value out there.
If he wants value for his money, take the $11,000 he has saved and put that towards buying a truck. Some people think leasing is cheaper, but you're paying thousands of dollars just to give the vehicle back.
They're like, with 11 grand down, probably the most expensive Tacoma, and you'd probably still be $100 a month less or more possibly.
What are your thoughts on buying it instead of leasing it? Because I drive a lot.
We would obviously weigh out those options, but like if you were my family member, I would tell you, please do not put 11 grand down on this car on a lease.
Yeah, I was very weary of leasing it to begin with. After I left there last night, I was thinking about it. I'm like, this is nuts. I'm not doing this.
Good thing you got a hold of me. I'm like, yes, don't do that to yourself.
I agree with him here, but asking a salesman for financial advice is like asking a barber if you need a haircut. You're not exactly getting a neutral opinion. That's just not what they're there for. They're there to sell.
Am I needing a cosigner or am I not?
I was asking in the case that you needed one, would you have one? Your credit history as far as the car payments look good. I was just informing you of the collections on there. They might want more down. They might want a cosigner.
I want to try to do it without a cosigner. So I guess if they write y'all back and say I need a cosigner, I wouldn't want to even waste my time.
We've already done the hard part as far as getting this stuff. You're already sending the steps. So once you get here, really, that's when all we have to do is hit the bank and get the answer. So it won't take as long as
Collections on your credit report. That's one of the fastest ways to limit your options. Because once that shows up, lenders don't see someone who had a rough patch. They see someone who didn't pay. And that's where things start getting a lot more expensive.
is what they took as far as that, because we already took care of this part.
Okay, and then also, I'm open to other stuff, but I'm really not open unless it's like something new. I'm not really open to nothing under 2023. I'm really not into something really small like a Nissan Sentra or a Toyota Corolla or nothing that's like super small.
I think it's a way we can swing it. The only thing we have left to do is just to get you in and just make it happen.
Okay, I'll come in. I can be there in 30 minutes. I live down the street.
That's fine. I'm here.
When collections are on your credit, you lose the ability to be selective. You're not choosing what you want. You're working with what's available. Fewer options, higher rates, and usually worse terms. That's just a trade-off.
Hey Dan, I got a customer here. He's a young kid. He's here on the Type R.
Okay. You sure he's serious? A lot of people like to take cars like that just for joyrides.
Yeah, I thought so too, but he came in a basically a new RDX.
Okay.
Yeah, his goal is to match payments for what he's paying on the RDX. He's at $699 a month. He knows he's going to be negative, so that's kind of like the main hurdle.
Well, he's negative and he wants to match the payments?
Yeah.
It's going to be hard.
Knowing you are upside down on a car and thinking about trading it in, that's really not solving the problem. It's just moving on to the next deal without addressing the position you're in. And that's how people end up stuck in the same pattern over and over again.
Are we working with any sort of a down payment?
Yeah, I think he's got $5,000 to put down.
Okay, so he's at least hopefully going to cover some of that negative equity. Let's start with an app, and then I'm going to have Gene probably go appraise his trade while we work on the app. So let's start with that and work backwards from there. All right, so Gene just appraised the car, and I have his payoff here. It looks like he's financing with TD. Problem is, man, we're like negative $9,000 in equity.
He's got $9,000 in negative equity, and that number alone changes what makes sense here. He's not in a position to be thinking about adding anything new. He should be focused on fixing that first.
Now he's putting $5,000 down. Of course that helps, but there's still a fair amount of a negative equity. So the biggest thing that I'm struggling with here is matching that payment. But I'll get an approval. I'll definitely get an approval, and it's just a matter of what the payment comes back at. He's young. He's only 20 years old, but he has He has a paid auto back in July of 2025, and that was for about $15,000. And then he's got this one with TD, and he's only had it for 7 months, right? So it's like
only 7 months in, and he already wants something new. That's not about the car. He just wants something different. And if that's the mindset, it doesn't matter what he gets into. He's going to end up right back here again.
Yes, he has paid autos, but there's not that much history there. Besides that, he's got a credit card. Credit union is probably going to be my best bet with this one, and they came back at like a 799, so not terrible. With that being said, at 799, I can get it done right around that payment goal with gap and with warranty. So we're at $690 a month, 5G's down, warranty, gap, all in. So, and that's rolling over $9,000 in negative equity. So we're right there. We're right there.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
It sounds good for them, not for the buyer. He's out the $5,000. He now has a longer loan with negative equity. And now he's paying more just to end up in the same spot later.
Okay, so what's your big mega brain plan to get rich?
Day trading after I save money.
Okay, and go ahead, tell me about your day trading strategy.
Oh, I want to do futures. I don't really know much about it, but I just know that people get rich from it.
People get rich from it. The vast majority lose
Yeah.
money day trading. It's like 85%.
My brother was doing it full time, and he's pretty successful.
Was?
Yeah.
Was.
Well, he quit. Now he just does
Why
whatever
did he quit?
wants. I don't know. He just travels now.
Call him.
Call him?
Call him, asshole.
He probably won't answer.
Planning to get rich from day trading when you don't really know anything about it. That's just treating it like it's easy money. Like you can just jump in, make a few trades, and it all works out. Making money once or twice is one thing. Relying on it is a completely different story.
Why? You guys don't like each other?
No, we love each other. He just we just have that relationship where it's like,
Call him!
I'm calling him.
So he day traded, made enough to move on?
I guess so. He also sells life insurance, though. But, the day trading was a big thing. But so the plan is to really pop off even more on streaming.
Here's the thing. Let's just be honest. You just want to be known. That's all you care about. You just want
I'm
to be
already
popular.
known.
No one know. Hey,
I was
the
literally
video you
swatted.
just sent me. The video you just sent me. Your face was blurred.
Day trading and streaming. It's not much of a plan, but they are great ways to go into debt. You can put in a lot of time, a lot of effort, and end up with absolutely nothing to show for it.
Cheating on your spouse is not the same. Hi, my name is Tiffany. If you're new to my page, my husband and I are sharing our journey to pay off over $55,000 worth of credit card debt that he knew nothing about until recently. I've had a lot of people commenting on my videos stating that financial infidelity is the same thing as cheating on your spouse. Now, I don't believe that. Where financial infidelity is absolutely betrayal, absolutely. Okay, I get it. I understand it. It's hiding something from your spouse. But when it comes to cheating, I feel that nothing compares to that. Cheating is a very hard, emotional.
I came across a video a while back that said more couples get over cheating in a relationship than they do when someone does this with money. Both are bad, both break trust, but money follows you. The stress, the payments, the consequences, it doesn't just go away.
Mental thing to get over. Whereas finances are finances. As long as you can work it out and, communicate and share those things, but cheating is such a deep-rooted hurt. So no, I do not think it is the same thing. I want to hear what you guys have to say. Do you feel like financial infidelity is same thing as cheating on your spouse? I don't. And you'll never get me to think that it's the same thing. Absolutely not.
I think it would be easier to get over cheating than finding out someone spent this kind of money behind your back. Because at least with cheating, it's something you deal with emotionally. This doesn't stop there. Now you're dealing with the damage, the stress, the payments. And it's sitting there every single month, reminding you what happened.
How did I manage to find myself in $40,000 of credit card debt at the age of 30? If you're new here, my name's Megan. I just turned 30 a few days ago, and 2025 is the year that I'm going to be tackling all of my debt. So I do have just shy of $40,000 in credit card debt alone. One of the most asked questions is how? I can sum it up in 3 things and say, I live in a high cost area, I don't make a lot as a teacher, and I have some poor spending habits.
Living in a high cost area, not making much money, doesn't put you in debt. It might keep you broke or having little left over to save, but it's the bad spending habits that creates the debt.
So I moved to the DC area in 2017 after I graduated college. I was making about $46,000, I think, my first year teaching, which if you're a teacher, yes, that's a wonderful amount to start making. But if you live in the DC area, you know that that is nearly close to nothing. I was living with another teacher friend of mine, and we were probably putting about 50% of our paychecks each month into rent. We just really didn't know any better.
50% on rent is ridiculous. That's half your income gone right away, before food, bills, anything else. You're tying up way too much of your income into one fixed cost. And that just makes everything else more difficult.
And rent here is absolutely ridiculous. On top of that, we were going out a lot. We were Ubering everywhere. We were going to brunches. We were going into the city, trying to explore a new area, make lots of friends, have fun. On top of that, I'm a teacher, so I was buying a lot of new supplies for my classroom, books, gifts for my kids, furniture for my classroom.
Going out and all that extra spending on top of your living expenses. That's where it adds up in ways you might not notice right away. It's not from one big decision. It's from doing it over and over. And before long, you spent more than you meant to, without even really thinking about it. If you want to see more, you know what to do. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.